Welcome to this session on power series method of solving differential equations. We are limited only to power series method. We are not touching Frobenius method, which is for a regular singular point. We are just limited to ordinary point. What of that we'll see in the detail. But first of all, the question comes: what is power series method? Under what conditions it is applicable? And more importantly than these two, what is the need of studying power series method? Let me answer this one. Okay, look at this differential equation. Dy by dx is equal to y. If you look at this differential equation, the solution strikes to the mind that we are in need of such a y that the derivative is same as that y, and that is the exponential function. If you take the derivative, you will again get that. Is there any other function satisfying this condition? No. It is only the exponential function such that the derivative is same as this one. That is, if y is equal to e to the power of x, then dy by dx is equal to e to the power of x. So definitely it satisfies. The point here is we have found a solution for this differential equation, which is this one. Now if you multiply 2 here, then again it will be 2 into e to the power of x. Therefore y equal to 2 into e to the power of x is also a solution. This one, it is a solution of differential equation number 1. Now comes the question, that is, we know different methods of solving. What is the need of studying again power series method? I'll bring that point after some time. You see some steps in between. This same differential equation dy by dx is equal to y can be solved in several ways. The first method which I said, it was just by inspection. We want such a y that it is same as the dy by dx over. Suppose if you are unable to answer by inspection, there is systematic procedure. You know about procedure number 1. It's just a simple variable separable differential equation. Variable separable differential equation. What you do, dy by y is equal to dx. You get it. I'm not going in detail of that. You know other method. You can write it in the operator form. It will look like d minus 1 of y equal to 0. It's a homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So the auxiliary equation is m minus 1 equal to 0 implies m is equal to 1. Therefore the general solution, there will be no yp because it is homogeneous. So directly y is equal to some constant c into e to the power of x, where c is arbitrary constant. Now just now I have shown you that y is equal to e to the power of x is a solution. Y equal to e to the power of 2x is also a solution. 3 power x, whatever constant, y equal to 2 into e to the power of x, y equal to 3 into e to the power of x, so on. In short, this number c is written here as the arbitrary constant. It can be a fraction, it can be a negative number, it can be also 0, several, we will get it. So infinite number of solutions you get it, and this is called as the general solution. So given a differential equation, we are able to find the general solution by several methods. You can deal it with mdx plus ndy and then check whether it is exact or not. If it is not exact, you can make it exact and you can solve it. So to the point, you have several methods of solving differential equations. And the last one which I am going to talk now, it's not last in the sense, I mean, so out of so many I am saying here, there is one method called as series solution method, or method consisting of a solution in terms of an infinite series. Of course, if some terms exist and remaining all terms become 0, that series reduces to a polynomial. Back to the point. the matter which I have concluded just now is that for a differential equation there may be several ways of solving. Even after learning the Laplace transforms, you will come to know that you can also solve a differential equation using Laplace transforms. Right now we are limited to linear differential equations of order n. It may be any order, but the thing is, first of all we talk about linear differential equations of order 2. Then the same method can be applied for order 3, 4, 5, so on. And more importantly, however we are limited to linear differential equations, but we are dealing with the case of variable coefficients. For example, I have d square y by dx square, plus some constant here, for example, a of x is a function of x, some other function b of x into dy by dx plus some function c of x into y is equal to 0. Now how it is? It is a homogeneous, particularly we are limiting only for homogeneous. Be careful, we are dealing with only homogeneous linear differential equation. For example, if I have dy by dx here with power 3 and power 4, then 3 is going to become the degree of this one, and hence it is not a linear equation. We are limited only to linear equations. Back to the point. If this a of x, b of x, c of x are constants, at that time it is so simple. Suppose if it is 2 times, it is 4 times, and it is 10 times of y. This can be written as 2d square plus 4d plus 10 of y equal to 0. Then you can solve it very easily. But when these are functions of x, a of x, b of x and c of x, not necessary that all should be variables, but we allow all of them to be variables. We allow. It doesn't mean that all of them should be variable coefficients. So it is quite possible that only one among a, b, c is a variable coefficient and remaining are constants. It's allowed. Now we are limiting our discussion to order 2 homogeneous linear differential equations, of course with variable coefficients. So let me write it in short, like some a of x into y double dash, some b of x into y dash plus c of x into y equal to 0. This is this particular all. Okay. Now comes the point. What is the need of learning power series method? First I'll answer why we should learn power series method. What is the need? Is there no other chance other than this power series method? Then in some situations really there is no other way, the only way is power series method. So that I'll answer now. Second thing comes that under what situations we can apply the power series method. And the last thing is, if at all if you have decided and the method is applicable, what are the steps to be taken to solve a differential equation and find the solution in terms of a power series. So coming to the first question, what is the need of studying the method of power series or method of series solution for differential equations? Look at this differential equation. X, okay, I'll write it here. Y double dash is equal to x into y. If the question is solve this or solve the differential equation, what is meant by this particular, okay, I'll write it here. What is the requirement now? The requirement is we should find y in terms of x such that if that y is multiplied to x, then it should give equal to the second derivative of that y. I'll tell you now, for example, y equal to x square. I'll prove that it is not a solution of this one. Let us see now. This is y. So what will be dy by dx or y dash? That will be equal to 2x. And y double dash is nothing but 2. If we substitute this y double dash and this y value, and in that, okay, in that one, what we get now, y double dash is equal to 2. 2 is equal to that x into, there is no need of y dash here, but you need to go of course here. So into y, that y is x square. So x cube is equal to 2. Is it an identity for every x? No, it will be true only for some selected values of x, and hence y equal to x square is not a solution. So it is not solution. Now we need some value of y in terms of x such that if we calculate first derivative and the second derivative and substitute in the differential equation, it should satisfy. So it is not a solution. Now the question comes, what is solution of this differential equation? Y double dash is equal to x into y is how much? Then if you have not gone through much of the literature of mathematics, you may not know that it is a named equation. It's a celebrated equation actually. Okay, its name is Airy's equation, A-I-R-Y apostrophe S. This Airy is name of mathematician. Okay, Airy's equation. It has applications in thermodynamics, in optics. Actually, that particular scientist, mathematician Airy, he first studied that particular Airy's equation in optics. Okay. So the question now is, what is the solution of y double dash is equal to xy? That is, what is the solution of Airy's equation? You will be surprised to know that we cannot find the solution of this in the closed form. In the closed form, there is no solution for Airy's equation. What is meant by this closed form? Let us recall back one thing. X minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x to the power of 5 by 5 factorial minus x to the power of 7 by 7 factorial plus so on. This infinite series is nothing but the expansion of sin x. You know about it. Now for this complete expression, this we call as the closed form. For this infinite series, we have a name for that function, and that name of the function is sin x. Similarly, we know the closed forms for several other functions. You know the expansion of cos x, e to the power of x, and so on. Solution of this particular Airy's equation is not available in closed form. Means it will be just in the form of an infinite series. That infinite series solution will not have closed form. You cannot express it as an expression with finite number of operations. Okay, I mean, for example, e to the power of sin x is also treated as a closed form. I can write a sine of tan of e to the power of x. This is using the exponential function e to the power of x. I am applying the tan and then applying sine. So I am doing some compositions of the functions, but I have done it only 3 times. So if I do the compositions, additions, subtractions, division, multiplication, taking the square roots, whatever well-known operations we know, if we do it finite number of times, the resultant expression, we call it as a closed form expression. I hope you got the point. Now if I write it as 1 minus x to the power of 2 by 3 plus sin x whole to the power of 9 by 7, then it is a closed form expression. But if I write infinite series expansion, it is not called as a closed form. So for some infinite series, closed forms are available. For some infinite series, closed forms are not available. Why some infinite series expressions or why some infinite series cannot be expressed in closed form? There is an interesting answer somewhere in the lecture. Depending upon the time, I will answer that issue, why it is not possible to express certain sum, I mean to say sum of the infinite series in the closed form. Back to the point, let us see how series solution also works parallelly with the closed forms in some cases which we already know. Let us come back to the problem dy by dx is equal to y, where I started the discussion with this one. The solution for that one is y is equal to some constant into e to the power of x. Let us attempt to get that particular solution by the concept of series solution method or the method of power series. First of all comes the issue what is meant by power series. A series of the form sigma a n x minus x naught, or I can write some a here, okay, a here I write some other symbol, that is bn, here some number is there here, a to the power of n. That n is running from 0 to infinity. What will be the expansion now? Some constant b naught, power 0, it will reduce, okay, it will reduce to 1, plus some constant b1 into x minus a, plus some constant b2, that is the coefficient of this term, x minus a whole square, plus so on. This we call it as power series about x is equal to a. Suppose I want to say power series about x equal to 2, it will be this one. Now you got the point. So this is an example of an infinite series which is called as a power series about x equal to 2, and the power series about the origin x equal to 0 will be just having 0 here, so no need of writing brackets. Then the form will be b naught plus some b1 x plus b2 x square plus so on. This is called power series about x equal to 0. If the question comes like this, find the series solution of this differential equation, then it is not given about what point, so we will always take the point as origin, because that is the simple case. If not specified, we will take it about the origin. Let me make one point clear here. When I say power series, I have written the expression and that n is running from 0 to infinity. There is no chance of n taking the negative numbers and no chance of n taking the fractions. So the n takes the values, it is understood, not written, okay, n takes these values. So if I ask you x to the power of 2 by 3 plus x to the power of 4 by 3, is it a power series? Then no, because the powers of this x are not integers, not non-negative integers. However, it is not at all an integer. But even in the case of 1 by x plus x square, this term is having a positive power. This term becomes x to the power of minus 1, because it is not a positive integer or a non-negative integer. This is not a power series. Of course, now you need to understand one thing, that if some coefficients become 0 and from there onwards they appear 0, for example, I write b0 up to b10 and b11, 12, 13, 14, so on, they become 0, then that finite polynomial, with that finite number of terms, of course polynomial should be finite number of terms, then that polynomial is a special case of an infinite series. Of course, back to the point now. So we are dealing with the power series about some point, and if it is not given, we will take about the origin. The question is now, find the power series solution of this differential equation. Now let me conclude the previous point, that there are certain differential equations which cannot be solved by the methods which you already know other than this method. So it is our requirement that we should learn the method of finding the power series solutions. Now as an example I am telling one case here, okay, it's so simple problem, we can do it directly without power series method, but the question is demanding find the series solution. So don't do that technical way. First of all, get the solution as y is equal to c into e to the power of x, then expand it. That's not the way. You have to get in the form of a infinite series, not touching that other methods. So how do we assume, you see? So given differential equation is y dash is equal to y, it's number 1, that is y dash. Let y is equal to, we do not know what infinite series is the solution for this one, so we take up the general format now, assuming that it is about the origin, not given. So a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus so on. So we need to find the coefficients a0, a1, a2 in such a way that this series y becomes the solution of this differential equation. So when it has to satisfy the differential equation, like that a0, a1, a2 and so on, that a coefficients, a values we need, we do not know. So what we do, that same format we send it so that it should satisfy first. Therefore, what will be y dash now? Y dash, this constant is gone. It is a1 plus 2 into a2 into x plus, you are clear that the next term will be a3 x cube, so it will be 3 into a3 into x square, so on. So assuming this y is a solution, that y dash and y should satisfy this one. Therefore equation number 1 gives, I'm just substituting the value of y dash. So I'll take that y also this side. So it is a1 plus 2a2x plus 3a3x square plus so on minus, I'm here now, minus y equal to 0. So minus y is this one, a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus so on, that equal to 0. Now this infinite series is equated to 0, that is possible for all values of x only when every coefficient of every power of x is equal to 0. I mean to say, let us first write in the form of powers of x. So if this is equal to 0, then this coefficient and this coefficient of every power of x must be equal to 0, because it can be treated like 0 plus 0x plus 0x square. Back to the point, what is the constant term now? a1 minus a0. So this is the constant term after simplifying the LHS, and the coefficient of x is 2a2 here and minus a1, and here the coefficient is 3a3 for x square, the coefficient of x square is a2, so minus a2 plus 1. If you want, you can take the screenshot. Okay, let us continue from here. So therefore it is required that a1 must be equal to a0, and this equation says 2a2, I mean this coefficient must become 0, so this equation says a2 must be equal to a1 by 2, a1 by 2, but a1 is same as a0, so it is going to become a0 by 2, and from this and 3a3 minus a2 equal to 0 implies a3 is 1 by 3 times of a2. This is 1 by 3 times of a2. a2 is nothing but a0 by 2, so it is a0 by 2, and hence it is nothing but a0 by 6. If I continue in this way, I'll be getting the values of a4, a5, a6. You can clearly see that a1 is depending on a0. Now here don't make a0 depending on a1, because you don't know what is a0. Your assumption is a0 plus a1x plus a2x square so on is a solution. So a0 is some number we don't know, but a1 is to be equal to that a0. So a0 can be arbitrary, but a1 is forced to be equal to that a0 for that y value to become the solution. So back to the point, a1 is depending on a0, a2 is depending on a1, thereby finally depending on a0. So you are able to feel clearly that all the coefficients after a0 are all depending upon a0. Now similarly a4 comes in terms of a0. Therefore what is the solution now? The value of y in terms of x, that infinite series, was assumed as a0 plus a1x plus a2x square so on. Now replacing the values of these a1, a2, what we get now? a0 plus a1 is again a0, a2 is nothing but a0 by 2, into x square plus, I'll write it because we have however calculated a naught by 6 into x cube plus so on. If you see this, a naught is a constant outside, it is 1 plus x plus this x square by 2 plus x cube by 6, that I can write as 3 factorial and I make up it as 2 factorial, and it is of course by 1 factorial plus so on. The moment you carefully see this sentence, the moment you see this particular expression, you will identify that it is well known expression. This is nothing but the infinite series for e to the power of x, and hence you go to the closed form and say that e to the power of x. Therefore, what is the general solution now? Therefore, general solution of y dash is equal to y is equal to a naught into e to the power of x, where a naught is arbitrary constant. Now you got the point. This is exactly same like saying y is equal to some c into e to the power of x, which you already know that we already discussed earlier. So what is the point now? We are able to solve this differential equation by many methods, of which one of the method is the method of series solutions. So we have got the infinite series solution for that, and we are able to write the closed form of that. We are able to write the closed form. There is a lot of meaning in that, I'll tell you. We are able to write the closed form for this as e to the power of x, thereby we are getting the same solution, and finally it is verified that it is also working method for which is finally working for finding the general solution of a differential equation. Now comes the point, if you apply any method other than power series method to solve this equation y double dash is equal to xy, you don't have way. You must have to apply only the power series solution. So we do not know what is the solution for this one. We will assume like this: let y is equal to a naught plus a1x plus a2x square, assuming that we want the solution about x equal to 0. We will get some value for y dash, we will get some value for y double dash. Substituting y and y double dash here and multiplying x with y and then simplifying, taking the terms on the left hand side, you will be getting the values of a1, a2, a3, whatever it is in terms of the previous coefficients. Let us see some problems okay from the textbook, because it saves the time. It is already 27 minutes, so to save some time I will show you some problems which are already written in the textbooks, so that however you will get the idea. Let me come to, okay, you see at this particular Gravel's book, it is not Iris equation, it is here plus. I said on the right hand side x into y, so it is minus x into y will come. Anyway, this is the value of y, this is dy by dx, this is nothing but d square y by dx square. So substituting in the given differential equation, you get this format. After writing that one again, you are equating to 0 here, equating to 0. I'll highlight it. So you are equating to 0 the coefficients of various powers of x. Now see what is the constant term here, that is 2a2. So this 2a2 must be equal to 0, and hence a2 must be 0. What is the coefficient of x now? I'll just highlight here, this one. So in this term if you see 3a2, 3 into 2, that is 6, 6a3 plus a naught is equal to 0. Therefore what is a3 now? a3 is nothing but minus a naught by 3. Minus a naught by 3 into 2, that is 6. So it is nothing but a naught by 3 factorial. So a3 is minus a naught by 3 factorial. Similarly, you are getting the a4 value in terms of a1, a5 in terms of a2, and so on. So in general, the coefficient is like this. So this particular coefficient is written, in general that a n plus 2 is depending on a n minus 1. So if you substitute n value to, for example, then a4 will be there. So a4 will depend on n value 2 here, so minus a1 will be there. Now you just to substitute n value 2 and check it, it is a4, and here it is going to become minus a1 by 4 into 3. So this 4 into 3 you can see here clearly, that is 4 into 3, okay, a1 is there. Now you can see here a4 is equal to minus 2a0, because it is 4 into 3. If you have 2 in the denominator, it will become 4 factorial, so 2 is written in the numerator, so it is this one. So a4 is matching with this expression. So this is the general expression, which is the recurrence relation, means it is reoccurring, okay, and computer science students can understand that it is the concept of recursion appearing here. So the function an plus 2 is recalling itself again after some steps. Back to the point, if you don't compare with that recursion, you leave it, it is a recurrence relation of mathematics. So putting that all, finally substituting these values, that y is coming as this one. Now try to understand one very important point here. This given differential equation, it is a second order differential equation. Because it is a second order differential equation, there will be two independent solutions for that in the general solution, and that two independent solutions are this bracket one infinite series and this bracket another infinite series, where it is like C1 and C2. A0 is like C1 and A1 is like C2. These two are arbitrary constants, and in the problem which we have just now done, it was some a0 into e to the power of x. There was only one arbitrary constant because it was a first order differential equation. I written it as dy by dx is equal to y. Now you can see several problems in this one which are power series methods. So now this Frobenius method, it was there earlier in the syllabus, but right now you don't have this Frobenius method. This is for the case when the point is a regular singularity. What is this? Now let me talk about. Let us come back to our board again. So I was about to answer three things in today's session. Number one, what is the need of power series method? Then I said that there are certain differential equations which cannot be solved without power series method, and one example I have given, that is y double dash is equal to x into y, and it is a very famous equation, that is Ayres equation. Coming to the second point, under what conditions we can guarantee that there will be a power series solution available? Then I am answering that issue right now. Suppose if you write it as a of x into y double dash plus, I am limiting this for second order and it can be extended for any order. If a of x, b of x and c of x, a of x, b of x, comma c of x, if these are polynomials and a of k or a of small a or a of alpha is not equal to 0, then alpha is called ordinary point okay, then alpha is called ordinary point, otherwise it is called as a singular point. Let me give an example. Very simple. Suppose I have 1 minus x square into y double dash minus 2x into y dash plus some 6 into y equal to 0. Then these three are polynomials, but the point is 1 minus x square, which is some a of x. I have written a of alpha not equal to 0. A of alpha not equal to 0 means that x is not equal to minus 1 and plus 1. Then this minus 1 and plus 1 are going to become, okay, let me say like this, if x is equal to minus 1 comma plus 1, then a of x becomes equal to 0. If it is a of x equal to 0, then they are called regular singular points. Better the category we can mention later on, and it is a singular point or it is called as a singularity. So the singular points of this differential equation, singular points are 1 and minus 1. Any number other than 1 and minus 1 will not make this 1 minus x square equal to 0. At that time they all will become ordinary points. So out of all real numbers, only these two numbers are singular points for this differential equation, and remaining all are ordinary points. So if we need the power series solution about x is equal to a, then that a should be ordinary point. So power series solution exists only when power series about x equal to a is a solution. Okay, if that x equal to a is ordinary point. If it is not an ordinary point, then the solution which is in the form of a infinite series, we don't call it as a power series, and then that particular method is Frobenius method. Right now we are not going to talk anything about it. Back to the point. So I answered two things right now. I said what is the need, okay, and I said what is the requirement. That requirement is that wherever you want to find the solution in about what point, that point should be ordinary point. Now we can find the power series solution for this differential equation about any point other than minus 1 and plus 1 using power series method. And comes finally the last thing, that is how that method is applied. Then you know very well that method is applied by writing also following simple procedures. First write that in the form of a0 plus a1x plus a2x square, so on. It is better to write it as sigma sum ak x to the power of k. You can note that this suffix is same as the power, this 2 is same as this. Similarly here it is x power 0, so it is ak x power k, whereas k is running from 0 to infinity. So first we assume what is y, then we calculate y dash, we calculate y double dash, y triple dash, depending upon what order terms are required. Here it is only second derivative, so we will calculate only up to second derivative. And then third step is substitution into the differential equation. And then the fourth step is equating the coefficients of all powers of x to 0 Then some recurrence relations will come, that a2 depends on a0, a3 depends on a1, like that recurrence relations will come. I mean, from the recurrence relations you will get the coefficients of later stage in terms of the previous stage. Finally getting and substituting that back into this step, you will get the general solution. Okay, now comes the point, that is, you came to know that there is a need of understanding the method of power series because it is required in some differential equations. The very innocent looking differential equation y double dash is equal to x into y is such that you cannot solve it without the power series method. It's looking very innocent. Okay, this was the comment by Erwin Kreyszig in the Advanced Engineering Mathematics book. In one page he has written the innocent looking Iris equation. Okay, I felt very nice from that one, that comment. It's really innocent looking. And then the procedure I have given already. We have worked out for y dash is equal to y, and y double dash is plus x into y or x square into y, whatever problem we have done just now in the book, you can easily follow that one. I hope at least okay, this is 39 minutes now. I hope at least some students, okay, some people watching this, not students, okay, some people watching this might be okay, stick with that point, that why some infinite series expressions cannot be written into the closed form expressions. Why so? Okay, then the answer for this one is just by common sense and logic. What is that? You see, it's so interesting. First of all, I'll say that for this differential equation you applied some procedure, you got y is equal to c e to the power of x. But alternately, by power series method, you started with the power series y is equal to sigma all these things, and finally you got it as again a naught into 1 plus x square by 2 factorial so on, and then you have connected to this step by saying y is equal to a naught into e to the power of x. Here is the main point, that is I will say like this, okay. This expression is written as e to the power of x because we have given and identified that this is e to the power of x. Suppose if you are not able to recall it from the well-known literature, what is this particular infinite series, if that infinite series has not been defined, then we cannot convert that into the closed form. If you don't understand my point, I'll say now. If I write 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x to the power of 4 by 4 factorial plus minus x to the power of 6 by 6 factorial plus so on, then you will immediately recall that it is nothing but equal to cos x. If I write 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus so on, you will remember, oh, this is nothing but just that exponential function. So you have already identified that expressions with the names, but it is impossible for us to give the name for every infinite series. I'll say now, I have an infinite series. I'll just simply say y is equal to 1 minus 27 by 31 x plus 301 by 209 x square minus something. I'll write it. What is the name for this infinite series? What is the closed form for this one? You can't. How many possibilities are there for the coefficients? Infinite number of possibilities. Can you give the name for each and every one? Impossible. And hence, that infinite series for which there is no closed form, how do you get the solution in the closed form? That is the logical point to be understood. If this still the mathematical structure of infinite series troubles you, I will give a very simple common sense background for that. That is, these are figures, well-known figures. You say that it's a triangle. Okay, triangle. Why it is called triangle is not the issue now. It is having 3 angles, that is tri and angle, all these things. It is called as a square. Now, if I have in this way, you have a name for that it is a parallelogram. But now, is it possible for us to give names of all the figures? Suppose I say, okay, in this way. Then you say in simple form that it is a quadrilateral. Okay, fine. It is having 4 sides, it is a quadrilateral. Now you tell me, I have in this way, what is the name of this shape? You know the name of this shape. Okay, it's a circle. If I draw like this, you will say it is a parabola. If I draw like this, you will say it is an ellipse. If I draw like this, you will say it is a hyperbola. What is the name of this particular figure? Is it possible for us to give the name for each and every figure? Impossible, because you can draw in any way. So names can be finite only. We have no chance to give name for everyone. When every figure cannot be given the name, how every infinite series can be given the closed form? So there are certain infinite series which has no closed form expression because they are not defined yet. Therefore, we cannot write the solution of the differential equation in the closed form. I hope you understood the concept behind power series or series solutions of differential equations. I just wrote 1 minus x square into y double dash minus 2x into y dash plus 2 into y equal to 0, or we can write 6 into y, or you can write any number here. For example, I write 2 into y equal to 0. And if I ask you now, what is the solution for this one? Tell me one solution for this differential equation. Then you have to struggle a lot to find the solution. I'll give you one hint. That hint is, out of 2 solutions, because it is a second order differential equation, it has 2 solutions. I'll say that one is a polynomial, one is an infinite series. At least tell me the solution which is a polynomial. Then you have to struggle so much. But I tell you that I know a concept. Using that concept, I am saying that y is equal to x is a solution for this. If you don't understand, or if you don't accept, let us verify. If y is x, what is y dash? It is 1. What is y double dash? That is 0. So 1 minus x square into 0 minus 2x into that y dash, that is 1, plus 2 into that y is x, equal to 0. This is gone. Minus 2x plus 2x is equal to 0. 0 equal to 0. Of course. But now if I change the number, then this y equal to x will not be a solution. For example, I say 6y. If I say 6y, then y equal to x is not a solution. I immediately say that y is equal to 3x square minus 1 is the solution for this. When I say y equal to 3x square minus 1 is the solution, let us verify now. So 1 minus x square into y double dash. What is y dash for this one? It is 6x, and y double dash is 6. So I will substitute with this y value. I am taking y this one. This is corresponding. Y dash will come and y double dash will come. So y double dash is 6 minus 2x into y dash. That y dash is 6x plus 6 times of that y is 3x square minus 1 equal to 0. I am saying because I know that I will get 0 on the left hand side. So it is 6 minus 6x square minus 12x square plus 18x square minus 6 equal to 0. Now this 18 will get cancelled with this 12 and 6. So 18x square will get cancelled with this 6 and 6 will get cancelled. So I will get a 0. Therefore, if it is 6y, the solution is, okay, I will write it now. For 2y, for 2, the solution is y equal to x. For 3, for 6y, okay, the same as it is. I have the solution as y is equal to 3x square minus 1. How come I am able to get these solutions? Because I know the topic. The topic is, it is a special case of a Legendre's differential equation, that is 1 minus x square into y double dash minus 2x into y dash plus n into n plus 1 of y equal to 0. This is nothing but Legendre's differential equation, and this Legendre's equation has lot many applications, and thereby it deserves to study, it deserves to be studied at some greater length. What are the solutions and how can we get one solution from other solution, recurrence relation, so many things, and what are the ways of getting the solutions. There is Roderick's formula. All these things we will see in the next session. Right now I am ending the point that if it is n here, then the solution for this differential equation is given by Pn of x, and it is called as Legendre's polynomial. What are Legendre's polynomials? They are nothing but polynomial solutions of Legendre's equation. Legendre's. Now earlier I wrote that n value 1 and 1 into 1 plus 1 is 2, so I got 2, so y equal to x, because that P1 is a solution for this one. When n is 1 here, it is a P1. P1 is x, I know. Similarly, P2 is 3x square minus 1 by 2, but when P2 is a solution, any multiple is a solution. Actually, P1 of x is x. P2 of x means if you substitute 2 here, that 2 into 2 plus 1, 2 into 3, it will be 6 here. So if it is 6 here, it is because of n equal to 2. When it is 2, the solution is P2. P2 is actually 3x square minus 1 by 2. But when this P2 is a solution, then any multiple is also a solution. So I just removed 1 by 2. By multiplying with 2, I got 3x square minus 1. So 3x square minus 1 is also a solution. By multiplying, I am getting a solution because right hand side is a 0. So any constant multiple also will satisfy. So in the next session, we will see in detail how to solve this Legendre's equation. We will find that solution, and then we will talk about Legendre polynomials and their relations. Okay, so let's end up the matter here.